Hello everybody, welcome to another review. So I'm going to be reviewing the brand new album by a new metalcore act, Accused, with Dealers of Doom. So Accused I've also talked about, like Fit for a King, my previous review. I talked about them on Track of the Week, although they didn't get a Track of the Week from it. I generally enjoyed what the song was, and I believe it was Day of the Locust, which stood out to me going now is one of the highlights on this record. So Dealers of Doom is an interesting kind of debut record into this aspect. Now, for some it might kind of come off as it's just fine, it's just a standard new metalcore band, just kind of pushing in some new metalcore elements, some post-hardcore, and then that's what you get. And that's kind of true. The first half of this record focuses on a more heavier metalcore approach, and with the second half, while you still get some metalcore, is tracks like Obsidian, tracks like Avoider, Make Sure It Hurts, and Never Enough especially kind of have this more post-hardcore sort of twinge to it, which, to be honest, I'll give you my opinion on the blend in this a minute, but I can just say I really am surprised there is an album after over a month that I've actually really enjoyed, and I don't know if it's just because I've become more of a miserable fuck over the course of reviewing, but July has been one of the worst months for albums in rock and metal in my opinion. The best thing I could think of at the top of my head in July was Split Chain, and while I enjoyed it, it's by far not one of the best things I've listened to, but Accused has generally shot up my interest and generally given me a good amount of kind of this absolute pure happiness going into August, because this is a sign of good things to come from August, especially with a lot of good shit. And I think one of the most anticipated albums, Deftones' Private Music, is also coming out then, so I'm looking forward to what else August brings. But who knew that a small band like Accused would be the one to do it? I thought I was overhyping this album when I originally gave it my score, which I'll again go through at the end of the video, but I feel confident in saying it, to be honest. I like the fact that we get this post-hardcore kind of segment towards the end. It's nice that the songs, they still fit in the context of the record, they still have this Accused sound to it, but they go into this kind of softer, more post-hardcore emo, not really necessarily emo, just post-hardcore hard rock sound that feels like it's coded with their own unique twinge to it. The writing is definitely quite interesting and intricate, the features work great. You have the Narrator on Don't Let Me Fall Apart, which is one of the best songs on the album, and then you have Total Eclipse herself, an insanely good track with Cybercore, and these two features work great. As a matter of fact, I would say they do not take away any aspect of Accused, and they blend perfectly into the sound of it while also putting in their own efforts, which I appreciate, and it's really nice to see that. Some absolute mental tracks like Killer of Minds is insanely good, and so is Dealers of Doom as well. When they go heavy, they definitely bring in this kind of classic heavy sound to it, and I think if you're just looking for something that isn't quite this guttural, aggressive metalcore aspect that a lot of people want to see in bands like Alt and I guess 1056, I kind of think this is a nice rendition of something that's a little bit of change of pace. It definitely feels like it's coded to be this more mainstream appealing band, but the absolute flavour you get from this is divine. There is so much variety just in this. All the songs have such a distinctive amount of aggression, the writing is great, the choruses just stand out. Like Day of the Locust is straight away an absolute banger of a track, and that's just only one of them. You have so many other good songs as well. Make Sure It Hurts, chorus is great, love the instrumentation on this, and Obsidian ends the album off in an absolute frenzy, and I think the album is generally one of the better albums I've listened to this year, and it's so good that it's a debut as well. I just have so much expectations for Accused going forward. Yeah, one of my personal favourite albums of the year. I'd give this a 4 out of 5, I feel is the most appropriate, because while I'd probably say some songs quite aren't as strong as some of the others on here, I still think everything serves a great purpose. The probably the biggest drawback is just kind of the mixing, I think. There's just some moments where the drums feel like they could be a bit tighter, a bit louder, and sometimes the guitars just kind of feel like they might drown the vocals a bit. It just sometimes it's a little bit of inconsistency in the mixing, but it's a very small price to pay for absolutely something very promising, and this album is definitely that. Looking forward to seeing what Accused do from this point on, but I'm just happy we have such an amazing album after a while of waiting. July was pretty bad, so good we're getting good shit. So I hope you enjoy, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.